Wow, this is a huge deal. I mean, what happened?
Well, I think the reason for the deal's collapse was actually quite technical and quite boring in a sense. Basically, when it was purchased last year by this Chinese billionaire called Du Xianghua, basically it was only one plot. But there's this scheme in Singapore called the Strategic Development Initiative, which basically requires that you have 2 plots in order for a redevelopment of this shopping mall. So this shopping mall has been around for quite a while. It dates back to 1974 when it was built. So it was one of the quite older malls in Orchard Road, which is quite a glitzy area. It's the main shopping belt of Singapore after all. So when the deal was announced last year, a huge deal about $670 million US. It was the biggest deal of 2023 essentially, and basically there was quite a lot of excitement around the fact that it was going to be redeveloped. But the authorities basically said that because of the fact that it's only one single plot rather than 2, the government essentially said that that doesn't fit the criteria, and so it was rejected. And it was at a time that Tycoon Ray said, like, let's walk away.
I'm just wondering whether it has to do with the fact that it is Chinese money. Yes, 670 million USD. But, you know, given the fact that we've seen fraud cases in Singapore to do with Chinese investors, whether, you know, that could be one of the reasons about the hesitance.
I guess, in a sense, the government have not explicitly said that yet. And so far, the kind of explanations given by government, at least, is that there isn't actually any explicit reason why they rejected it because of the fact that it is Chinese money. Du is one of the kind of original Chinese tycoons that really made their fortune in Singapore real estate like quite a while back, even before the main money laundering case came to light. So I think there's a lot more scrutiny of the fact that scrutiny of Chinese money nowadays because of the fact because of the huge money laundering case. And certainly, the amount of monies that we're talking about here is significant. So there certainly is scrutiny and saying there is a lot of concern about it. And when it was announced last year, it attracted a lot of eyeballs. So you can't, and certainly after the deal collapses, there's still this amount of money out there, which presumably has to go somewhere. So I think there's a lot of attention now where exactly Du will put this money now. Will we put it in Singapore? Will we put it elsewhere in other countries outside of Singapore?
Singapore would hate to think that it's going to say no to $670 million. What's next? What can be expected?
I think the question now is in 2 ways. So first of all, obviously that mall still has to redevelop. It's one of the oldest malls in Singapore, and one of the things that the government in Singapore has kind of put a lot of emphasis on this whole initiative, essentially that kind of spurred the deal in the first place, is that they really want to spruce up Orchard Road because after all, some of the malls there, compared to some of the more glitzy ones that we're seeing in recent years, are getting quite old, and because of the pandemic and other reasons, footfall has kind of reduced and hasn't really come back to what it was before the pandemic. So there is incentive to really buy the mall. So it'll be interesting to see which buyers kind of come forward to buy the mall. As for Du, I guess the question is, where will he put his money? Will he put his money in Singapore, where obviously the red tape and the kind of regulations seem to be a bit more tighter than it was before and a bit harder to kind of overcome? That's all kind of to be seen, and the market is certainly going to be quite interesting going forward in the next few months.